Hello and welcome to Rain's Kitchen and Garden. My name is Rain. Today I'm making sweet potato cornbread. This is part of my bread baking series where I'm baking every one of the 40 recipes from the Sonoma collection recipe cookbook titled Bread. I hope you enjoy it, and please don't forget to check out my bread playlist for other delicious bread making videos. The first thing that I'm doing is I'm taking my sweet potatoes. I've got 2 sweet potatoes here. They weigh about a pound or 500 grams. I'm going to peel them and cut them into chunks. Into a pot of boiling water they go for about 20 to 25 minutes until they're fork tender. My sweet potatoes are definitely fork tender. I boiled them for 25 minutes. Now I'm going to drain them and let them cool a bit before I mash them up. I'm very excited about this sweet potato cornbread. I can't wait to make this. Well, the first thing that I did was I greased a 9 by 13 inch pan. That's 22 by 33 centimeters. I greased it with butter and I preheated my oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. That's 200 degrees Celsius or gas mark 6. In my medium-sized bowl, I have some cornmeal and some all-purpose flour. I have 1 cup of each. That's 155 grams of each. And to that I'm going to add some brown sugar. I have 1 tablespoon or 14 grams. I have some baking powder. That's 1 tablespoon of baking powder or 11 grams. I have some baking soda, half a teaspoon or 2 grams. I have some salt, 1 teaspoon or 8 grams. And I have some spices. I have a pinch each of cinnamon and allspice. And a pinch, for those who don't know, you take your fingers, you pinch, and that's how much you need. That's your pinch. So I'm going to combine all of this together until it's well combined. This is a very, very easy recipe to do. Okay, that is all combined, so I'm going to set that aside. In another large bowl here, I have my mashed sweet potatoes, and to this I'm going to add 2 large eggs, 3 tablespoons or 27 grams of unsalted melted butter that I let cool for a little bit. And I'm going to add some buttermilk. I have 1 1/4 cups of buttermilk. That's 310 mils. If you don't have buttermilk, there's an easy way to make it. If you need 1 1/4 cups of buttermilk, like we do in this recipe, put 1 tablespoon of lemon juice into your measuring cup and then just fill up your measuring cup to 1 1/4 cups with your milk. Mix that up, let it sit for a few minutes, and there you go. You have your buttermilk. It's easy as that. So now I'm going to mix to combine. Make sure it's all well combined here. I don't want to spill any, so I'm being careful. I think that the combination of the sweet potatoes and the corn is going to be really, really nice. It's not something I ever thought of making before until I saw it in the Sonoma bread recipe book. And I've changed it up just a little bit, a few ingredients. So if you want to look at the original recipe, check out the description below. I've left a link where I've transcribed the original recipe for you. I don't think I made very many changes. I think the only change I made was I used brown sugar instead of regular sugar. Okay, now to this I'm just going to add all of my dry ingredients and mix that to combine it. I'm just mixing it very gently at first so that the flour doesn't fly out. And then I'll give it a good stir. I love that color, that orange color. Isn't that neat? Oh, there we go. That's what I was trying to avoid. Flour flying out, but I guess you can avoid it sometimes if you don't have a big bowl ready. I've been cooking all day, so everything is in the sink. There we go. Now we want to stir until it's just combined. The batter should be a little lumpy, but we want to make sure all of that flour mixture is incorporated well. So scrape down the sides of your bowl once in a while and scrape the bottom. Take a look at the bottom just to make sure there's no flour on the bottom. Okay, so I think this is just combined. This is ready to go into my prepared pan. Okay, I've got my pan here and I'm going to pour the batter into the pan. I love the color of this. It just reminds me of Halloween. I don't know. It's really nice. Nice orange color. Let me scrape everything out here. Okay. I'll put my bowl aside. And I'm going to just flatten all of that down. Now the original recipe calls for a square pan. The only square pan I have is being used for something else right now, so I'm improvising with this longer rectangular pan. So I'm going to have to keep an eye out. I'm just going to scrape the rest off with my fingers here. I have to keep an eye out on the baking time. It may require less baking time, but I will see. Now I've just got a little paper towel here and I'm going to wipe off the excess so it doesn't burn. This is ready to go into the oven. I'm going to bake this until the top is golden brown and the bread pulls away from the pan sides, about 25 to 35 minutes. But like I said, I'm using a different size pan than the recipe calls for. So I'm going to take a look after 15 minutes, then 20, every 5 minutes until I see that it's ready. Well, my cornbread is done, my sweet potato cornbread. Look at that. Isn't that a beautiful color? I think that something that has a beautiful look to it, I mean, it's all of our senses, right? If it looks pretty, if it looks delicious, if it smells delicious, it'll taste delicious. It's just, I love to eat. What can I tell you? So I had my sweet potato cornbread in the oven for a total of 40 minutes. And as you can see here, it's pulled away from the sides very nicely. And I did poke it a couple of times, you know, in different spots to check. And it's very clean coming out. There's a few little crumbs, but it's clean coming out. So I'm going to leave this on the rack in the pan to cool until it's completely cooled before I decide to cut it into squares. So let's cut it and see what it looks like on the inside. It's very, very easy to cut. Oh, and it's nicely baked. Look at that. That is nicely baked. It's soft, very nice. I'm going to cut these into squares, and I'm going to serve these with soup tonight. Oh, I'm so happy that I made this. Look at this. Oops. It's nicely browned on the bottom too. I just want you to be able to see. There we go. Sweet potato cornbread. I hope you enjoyed this video, my friends, and if you did, please like and subscribe, and don't forget to leave me a comment. I love reading your comments, and I do reply to them. So I'll see you next time on Rain's Kitchen and Garden. Thanks again for watching. Bye!